everyone, John here from All Miniatures Great Small, and today we're going to be doing a quick unit overview. This time we're looking at the 203mm Soviet artillery battery from the new Soviet Berlin Flames of War book. Now this is, for my American friends, 203mm is an 8-inch gun. An 8-inch gun is what you would find on your typical World War II heavy cruisers. So these are pretty large, large caliber guns, and I just thought they looked really cool, and I wanted to add something into my Soviet collection that said, all right, we're late war, we're in the Berlin book, so I thought I would do this. Now, full disclosure, I will have a what's on the table talking about these guns as well, but I had a hard time ordering them. They were either out of stock, or they just didn't have them anymore, and all the normal places that I go hunting for my Flames of War miniatures. So rather than wait a month or two for a restock to come in, I wanted to get these on the table right away so that they could be in April's Patreon battle report. So I found a 3D printed file of these. So you're looking at a 3D printed gun. I'll put a link down in the description below. I am using Battlefront crew and miniatures for that. I had some extra Soviets, so some of them might not be artillery crew, but I figure it's close enough and it looks good. So so that's the story of that. But let's talk about the gun in Flames of War. So basically, you can take these in units of 4 or 2, but since it's primarily an artillery battery, I don't imagine you'd ever want to take them in 2s if you can help it. Always take it in 4. That way you won't suffer the penalty for 2 guns or less artillery bombardment. All right, so stats wise, let's talk about this. These guns have a motivation of 4+. They have a skill of 4+. They have an assault gun rating of 5+ for that skill. So their skill's weaker because they are treated as an assault gun. They do have they are hit on a 3+, and they do have a 4+ save. So not the best save. They are big guns, but they do have a gun shield, and they have the large gun rule, which I think the large gun rule affects ambush, if I remember right. The interesting thing is these guys are rated with gun shields, but I don't really see a gun shield on these guys. There's the chairs that are kind of reversed there, maybe the back of the chairs are very thick, or maybe that just is reflecting the massive nature of the gun itself. But anyway, they get gun shields, which is nice because one of the ways you can use this is in direct fire. All right. Movement wise, you've got terrain dash of 2, cross country dash of 4, a road dash of 4, and a cross of 6+. You do not want to be taking these over hedges or through the woods or anything like that. It just won't. It just won't work. They have no tactical speed, so they cannot be moved and fired at the same time. They have 2 stat lines for that big 203mm gun. The artillery bombardment has a range of 88 inches, which should cover your standard Flames of War table without much problem, with an anti-tank rating of 4 and a 2+ firepower. So this is scary even to tanks. 2+ firepower is fantastic because it really practically negates dug in for infantry and gun teams. That you're going to have to make a firepower, but 83% of the time you're going to be successful and knock them out of their foxholes like they weren't there. So that's really good, taking those out. But the anti-tank rating of 4 is also really good. Top armor 1 tanks are going to be failing 50% of the time. You'll penetrate them on a 1 or 2, and you'll possibly bail them out on a 3 if they roll a 3 on their armor save. They need a 4 or higher to bounce it. So 50-50 chance. So if you can put 3-4 tanks under a template, you're going to have a pretty good chance of penetrating at least a couple of them. And again, with that 2+ firepower, if you're going to penetrate them, if you do get lucky enough to penetrate them, they're probably going to be destroyed on a 2+. Now, you can also run these guys in direct fire, and that's historically one of their uses. In direct fire, they only have a 16-inch range, which is kind of sad. They have a halted rate of fire of 1, no moving rate of fire, obviously. Anti-tank rating of 13, and an auto firepower. So again, the concept is you roll these up to infantry or gun teams that are dug in, and you annihilate them. The gun also has the brutal special rule, which I believe is a reroll successful saves. So they're re-rolling their successful saves. They're not going to get a save for being dug in because of that auto firepower. It's not going to be forcing. You're automatically going to pass that. So being dug in is kind of useless to your targets. Now you only get 1 shot per gun, but still that can be pretty scary. Overall, these guys are found outside of any particular formation. I don't think, and correct me if I'm wrong, that there's any formation that has these integral to the formation itself. They're always a support unit. And it's one of the many artillery slots that the Soviets have. And, Soviets are kind of known for their massive artillery bombardments on the Eastern Front. So, again, I thought these would be pretty cool. All right, well, there you go, guys. That is a super quick look at the Soviet 203 millimeter artillery battery. I'm looking forward to getting these out on the table. If you do want to see them in battle, they will be in this April's Patreon battle report. They'll be featured there. So we'll see how they perform. But if you want to see that, check out our Patreon. As always, guys, thanks for watching and keep on gaming.